Right, let's talk about injectors and manifolds. So, 1JZ non VVTi comes with side feed injectors. Okay. And then it has this traction control crap on here that you don't connect. Sora, which is the same engine. So this is JZX90 engine. Sora engine doesn't have this. It's just got straight, looks a lot cleaner. So a lot of people just replace the throttle body. But yeah, so down in there you've got your injectors. And mine right here are upgraded ones, 850cc SARD side feed injectors. So identical to the original ones, just bigger capacity. And when I installed them, I just put new O-rings, etc. Works a charm, but not big enough for E85, obviously. So if we come over here, I've got set up the manifold, and this again is from a non VVTi. And what I'm missing is there's a plate that holds the injectors down. Now, you can convert this to top feed with a top feed rail specific for the non VVTi manifold. So I bought a SARD fuel rail, and I'll show you here. So I bought this SARD fuel rail, and the problem I had was that this, so where it bolts on, is for VVTi. So this part here is from a VVTi. This is the lower intake manifold, same piece as this here. But if you sort of look closely, see here, there's a bolt boss. There's no bolt boss here. Here there's a bolt boss. No bolt boss on here. See here? Bolt boss, you get the idea. So I was pretty upset because I bought this off the guy who sold me the engine. I thought, man, why would he sell me this when he knows full well that that's the engine that I've got? Well, turns out that this bit and this bit are identical, i.e. you can take that bit, throw it in the bin, and if you have a VVTi top feed rail, you can use a VVTi lower intake manifold, and it'll bolt up to this manifold, and it'll bolt up to the engine. So because I'd bought a VVTi fuel rail, I needed the VVTi lower manifold thing because of where it bolts on. So there you go. That's the cheat code. If you end up with a VVTi fuel rail like I did, just get the lower intake manifold and bolt straight up, and Bob's your uncle. Now these are just stock VVTi injectors. I just left them in there for the sake of leaving them in there. Also, I guess I'll show you on this engine. So if you have an NA, which this is an NA 1J, but the manifold's different. So if ever you've seen, it comes into one piece here and the intake comes across. You can't just take the turbo manifold and bolt it on, because the ports are actually slightly different. But Rad Industries, oh yeah, there's VVTi fuel rail there. Rad Industries in the US makes an adapter for GE 2J and 1J. They're identical. GE lower manifold to GTE top manifold. So there you go. That's that little bit. That's how you can put the turbo manifold on an NA engine. This poor sad thing. Oh yeah, look, here's, so somebody's welded some junk on the front of this, but this is that throttle body. I'll show you side by side, just so you can see. So that's that there. Identical, but it doesn't have the traction control junk. In fact, HKS used to sell a kit where you unbolt this because there's another butterfly in here. Right now it's, well, it better be locked in flat, but yeah, it's sitting flat. But if you take this junk off, you end up with two little holes in your manifold. What some people do is they chop it off here and then they get a bead welded on, or they chop it off here and weld a piece on there. But yeah, you sort of run into this problem here. This kit, this intercooler kit is, I think, did I get a JZ? No, yeah, JZX90. So it comes here correct. And the only thing I needed to make up was this piece here. Now I've got a silicon bit down there. That's not really the best idea because there's a lot of heat down there. So people often weld an elbow on down there. But I've just got silicon because I just drive the car on the road. But there you go. Oh yeah, also, if you're wondering about this is actually a Evo 9 or Evo 5 to 9 master cylinder. So this is not a Toyota master cylinder. You can't just buy that cap. Well, maybe it'll fit, I don't know. But yeah, that's an Evo master, and that cap's designed for the Evo master. So there you go. That's manifolds and injectors. If you've got a non VVTi manifold or engine, make sure you get the non VVTi fuel rail if you're going to go top feed injectors. And actually, that's one more thing. So these are 11 millimeters. Well, actually, you get it to suit your fuel rail. So these are 11 millimeters at the top, and 3/4 length, and then you get there's an adapter that fits down here. But there you go. That is the difference between non VVTi lower manifold and VVTi upper manifold.